What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to a brand new episode of your favorite, very toxic show on YouTube, Smarty Reacts. Baby boy, whom you can find on all social media platforms at Smarty237. I'm back. I know y'all have missed me. And before we go any further, I know the last episode was the cream of the crop. It was the bar, it was the standard, but we are back to default setting. Oh, no vex. We are back to default setting by the same program, informative, entertaining, educative, and we are diving into everything that is making headlines in the entertainment industry, predominantly Cameroon, and once in a while we're going to touch on a little bit of foreign content. So before you do any other thing, make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button below and turning on post notifications so you get notified each time we post new content on this channel, because baby boy is here and he ain't going anywhere. We have a lot to discuss on this episode, so grab a snack, grab a drink, don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
I came fresher than ice. Toi-même tu know more life, mon frère.
Given that the last episode of Smarty Reacts was dedicated solely to the Cameroon International Film Festival and it took place in the month of April, I haven't covered anything that happened throughout the month of May. A lot of things happened, but I'm going to talk about something that caught particularly my interest, which is this video that went viral on Twitter and Facebook about a street debate that the entire idea was to talk about the 80-20 campaign, which has been made a little bit infamous by the very nonchalant CY aka Old Pancho International. I wanted to say comedian and actor or artist, but at his work, I don't even know about his work. The only thing I know about him is the fact that he's shouting 80-20 with very terrible English and insulting people morning, afternoon, evening for the rest of his life. This street debate in question had CY Obancho himself in attendance. There was Miss Gina Promote, who is a blogger and promoter. There was Clarice Ndinge, the CEO of Better Teens, and Vicky Fokala, the artist Sabrina, and a bunch of other people. Oh, my very good friend Asaba was part of the people who were involved in this street debate. So there were people who were for the whole 80-20 thingy and there were people who were against. But what I discovered was that most of the people, they were talking a bunch of nonsense because they did not even know what they were talking about. You know, the person who stood out for me was Clarice Dinge. She became my hero at the end of the day because the takedown or the take-home message was that Cameroonians are supportive of Cameroonian content. And I myself, I'm going to stand for that morning, afternoon, evening because it's the truth. Cameroonians support the content that they like. You're not going to force people to support or to consume content that they do not relate with simply because it is Cameroonian content. And when we say things like this, these older heads are going to bring us things that happen in industries like Nigeria or South Africa or many other industries in the world and compare it with now in a digital age. Back then, when South Africa and Nigeria were doing these things, was the era of album sales and radio play. Right now, I can consume music by just taking my phone, opening Boomplay and pressing play. So how are you going to control for me what I should consume? How are you mirroring what is happening in Cameroon with what happened in other countries decades back? It cannot work. You cannot take the same methodology and apply here. Do we want to see an industry where Cameroonians are working and earning from their work? Of course, yes, but the people you're attacking should not be the consumers. It should be the government and the institutions that are put in place to make sure that artists earn from their work. Have you seen how much these artists receive from SACEM or whatever they're calling that body of publishing and royalties? 35,000 over a period of how many months? Is it for Eba? Is it for beans? Is it for granuts? Me. I go consume 80%, which is going to include the likes of Shuyo and CY, just because they are Cameroonian. It means I don't go listen to music now. Because you're over toxic for me and I go be depressed all the time. People see me always happy like because I listen to a lot of good music. Those top tier artists that we used to listen to in the 2017 to 2018 stretch are no longer performing like they used to. They are literally falling. You know, so let Cameroonian artists try to put out content that the audience is going to love. And we'll not be having this 80-20 frakatas nonsense conversations back and forth. My very good friend Melinda Swan is giving them back-to-back on social media, so I don't even have much to add. 80-20 is bullshit. I've always been saying that I'm going to do a video to break it down, what I think and all that, but it's like I don't get time. Like, I'm very busy, man. Very, very busy human being. I define money. I need to make sure, say, by the kind time, so next year, I don't earn a lot of money from my talents and my crafts. So I cannot come and be explaining 80-20 to you people. If people want to have sayings, have sayings. Don't want to have sayings, leave it. Move on to other things. While all of that is happening, on the other hand, we've had a lot of beautiful releases. Some have been horrible, but we've had quite a few beautiful releases from our Cameroonian artists. We had Kosi, who put out the visuals of his song Mama from his album Genesis. And by the way, he's on a world tour, currently in the American leg of the tour. And he has been moving from state to state, city to city, and he has been doing an amazing job. Big shout out to Kosi, man. I'm really, really I mean it when I say I'm really proud of the work that Kosi is putting in, and I'm glad to see the results that he's receiving. We had Mimi, who put out her EP Sound Station. Her body of work was really good. A lot of people were criticizing how quality of music don't go up, come down, but honestly, Mimi's EP was good. I played it over and over again. I really, really, really like the song Body. I like the song Termine, and I like the song Mama, which she dedicated to her mom. We also had Libianca, who finally put out the follow-up single for People entitled Ja. It's a beautiful song available on all streaming platforms, and she also gained a nomination for the Black Entertainment TV BET Awards. She's the first Cameroonian artist to ever be nominated at the BET. If that is not grace, then I don't know what it is. I'm so proud of her, and let's continue to support this girl. Even ask her, Mami Bakala, we go for TikTok, call me, say, the enemy. May the Lord set a table before me and my enemies. I'm like, girl, if you don't shut the fuck up, because I said that you signing to Mr. Liu is like, come stay. You fell off grace. Admit it, rise the fuck up, and stop being a drama queen back and forth. I surprised me because I'm like, salute, how far, not long time have you been? Just like, I'm fine, or I see their video, I go show una way me and Lion get in store for una. Only for me to go to a restaurant to order something to eat, and some guys like, you don't have waiting for the artist where they go ask her where I see a video for your page. I'm like, me. I open and I see Aska saying that may the Lord create a table for me, for her, before her enemies. I'm like, girl, who's your enemies? Hello, let's be guided. Let's be really guided. Let me not get into certain details. I wish her all the best. I'm a fan of her work. So yes, even Askia has finally revealed her first single under Lion Productions. And my favorite release throughout this period is the song Dieu Donné by Blanche Bailey. Girl, you better eat. You better serve. Like, Blanche, she did everything that she was supposed to do for a song rollout. Collaborated with her colleagues like Minx, Stanley, Magasco, Asaba, and had short dance clips. Collaborated with CDA, this dance crew from Boya. And then she finally put out the visuals. I watched the video and I was like, oh, Ken has killed this video. And then at the end, I see my girlfriend named Ada Kenji. I'm like, baby, this is what we are talking about. This is the kind of energy that we need to put in the work that we're putting out there. Blanche, félicitations, ma chérie. You did amazingly well. The audio production by Beatballer was magnifique. The video by Ada Kenji had delivery, the rollout, everything was on point. I'm so proud of her. But there is somebody that did not share my opinion. Tonton Valseo, I wanted to say legendary rapper, but he has turned to a Facebook ranter. So the Facebook ranter Papa went to one of his Facebook live videos that he always does, or recorded videos, and said that Blanche Bailey's song was horrible, and try to compare it with Nigerian music and say that, is this the kind of content that we want to use to compete? I'm like, boy, what? I mean, his opinion, I'm one who respects people's opinions because opinions are valid. But let's be honest. I'm unavailable. They know they see me. Ça passe au Nigeria. Donc, quand Blanche Bailey sort une chanson qu'elle rende grâce à Dieu. I don't really understand. What do you want her to do? The melody is beautiful. The beat is beautiful. The production is beautiful. Pikin for Kumba don't turn being a superstar. It's motivation enough for your lazy asses. So what's the problem? What is the... I mean... You ever seen the other mediocre songs that have been released? I'm not going to call anybody's names because artists are already angry with me these days, you know, but a bunch of mediocre songs have been released recently. So for Valery to say that, for me, it was very lackluster, it was very shallow, but again, he's entitled to his opinion. So Jumi is currently mourning the loss of a very, you know, great collaborator, Miranda, aka La Mirage. The entertainment industry and the entrepreneurial scene in Cameroon has lost a great warrior. My condolences to her family. May her soul rest in perfect peace. And my condolences to Mboko Gang. I know how distraught most of you feel right now. The passing of La Mirage comes a day after the main opposition leader in the history of Cameroon, John Frunzi, former leader of the Social Democratic Front, passed on to glory. You know, it's not shocking because he was a man of age, you know, but at the same time, it's like every Cameroonian will understand why it's like, I say, God, like, are you really watching? You watching? We have the head of the Senate with 100-ish. We have the head of the House of Assembly, the same age group. Our president is 90. And the person that is going is Nijon. Je dis ça et je dis rien, mais you know, a lot of Cameroonians were like, merde. Me papa go rest, you know. Nijon, Mimi, then the guy from Boya. And if that wasn't enough, the next day, popular Cameroonian comedian Gabriel Nanjib dies in a fatal car accidents, Douala Ideya Road. What happened to Gabriel was meant for senior pastor. No one, absolutely no one, senior pastor in name, inside controversy for Facebook, after people are trying to process the death of somebody. So this prophet, or self-proclaimed prophet, by the way, comes online and then goes, after making that post, goes live and says that there is some black book somewhere where they are sacrificing young Cameroonian entertainers. And he had seen the vision and he had mentioned it. If we do not do something, a lot of youths are going to die. My question is, they do something is what? Pray. Because last time I checked, a prophecy is something that will come to pass, unless I'm confused. What can we mere mortals, regular people that our names are not in that black book, going to do about this whole black book story? I'm not comfortable with such things. And I saw people in the inside comment section, yes, Daddy Professor. Yes, Daddy Professor. My God, this is so scary. They all should really chill sometimes. Let people process the loss of their loved ones and let's just move on. I don't tire. All man, they go live. All man, they come on whole story. I'll wait, look. The wait, say Daily Singer go live. Because another drama queen that of the highest order. Time, my problem with the stand that time we fish be die. We go live. Now, so you don't put tissue in them. They cry. I want this young man. I told him this children would not listen. Now so he cried for life and went ahead and leaked a private conversation she had with the young man to prove a point. And when I came and called her out for it, she blocked me with her page. So I don't wait this foresee own life for Cabrera because it will be very typical of her. And that is one thing that I cannot stand that lady for. People are trying to process the loss of somebody that is important to them. When I don't take tissue, go live. For talk how these youths will not listen. I'm sure that if I pass today, they'll go live. This young man used to drag me on this Beyonce's internet that we're managing. I said to him, and to anybody who cared to listen, you're rushing. Fake tears, crocodile tears. Amazing actresses that we have in this industry. I wonder why Stephanie Toom and my girlfriend Musing Derrick have not called her to give her a movie role. These things they disturb my spirits. They disturb my spirit. But at the same time, human beings are going to do what human beings want to do. You get that CB. and they really wish people they see their life. They really wish people they see their life. I don't know why we think that every time an artist or a young person dies, it is tied with some witchery or witchcraft. You all said this when fish pass. Now Cabredis don't die and not talk the same thing. I'm tired. I beg. Just allow people to. Madam Cooper, who died recently, they said the same thing. If it's not poisoning, it's the fact that it is sacrifice, or it's the fact that they have gone and put their hands somewhere. Which one is the true story? The true story is that the person has died. And as Cameroonians, young Cameroonians, we should be careful. You cannot be too careful. But we should try our possible best to be careful with the way we live our lives on a daily. So once more, my condolences to the family of Gabriel and his fans and loved ones. I met him a couple of times. Amazing man, full of life, We're not friends, but I knew him personally. On a lighter note, legendary Makossa icon Prince Ndedi Eyango has handed off his younger daughter, Mina Eyango, to holy matrimony. I don't know what in a holy matrimony they call him, but they don't can knock his door and he don't give his daughter for his daughter. Imasa, their family, so may they go continue for the take care of he. Baby boy. The thing is, I'm international. A bad bitch and more. Big purr. But yeah, we're going to the beautiful country of Nigeria, where the Guinness Book of Records has officially handed the Guinness World Record to Hilda Baci, the world record for the longest hackathon, with over 90 hours. She has taken the record from the previous holder who had 87 hours. And Nigerians are so proud of her. Like, she had done the hackathon about a month ago, but the Guinness World Record had to make sure that they submit evidence and do their findings to officially give her the record. So proud of her. Very inspirational, She's so young, so vibrant, and I was just overwhelmed with joy by, the fact that we youths are actually doing stuff, man. In Africa, African youths are actually doing stuff. And next door, Nigeria, Cameroonians, they are only to drink beer and send nudes. But hopefully we can copy that example. And in normal fashion, it can never be all roses. So before Hilda wanted to celebrate her joy, she was hanging out with this her very good friend and influencer Eniola, and they were trying to taste different dishes, and one of the dishes was dog meat, which is a popular dish in that region where they were, or one of the regions in Nigeria. So this lady, who is a dog rights activist, comes online and says that Hilda is a disgrace. Why would she want, after they have been supporting her to win the Guinness World Record? I don't know what that has to do with eating dog meat. She comes and she's disgracing them by pushing the agenda for people to eat dogs. First of all, that is not what happened. Secondly, people eat dogs. Imagine that somebody got up and was a chicken activist and asked you why you're eating chicken. Now just imagine, this all of us want to be mad. If somebody got up and was a fish activist, heck, if somebody got up and decided to be a plant activist, burning corn, I'm imagining my life without burning corn because somebody comes and says that, my God, this corn has feelings. All of that rage and anger was very misplaced. I don't know where it was coming from. My honest 2 cents. But before that controversy wanted to die down, a young lady from Ekiti got up and did her own 120 hours hackathon unauthorized, just cause. People wanted to kill me that they coach that against because it's one low budget girl somewhere that cannot even construct 3 proper sentences in English, and then the quality of her setup was very poor and all of that, and everywhere like her food looked horrible and all that. But then there were some people that I don't understand what their problem was. They said that the lady had to wait for Hilda to bask in her glory before she decides to do her own hackathon. And I'm like, if y'all don't shut the fuck up, if una de Chris, una de mens, are you people okay? So because somebody has gone and tried to beat a record and the person is Nigerian, me as a fellow compatriot, let me not also try to do my own record because it is her moment. But by that moment, they saw that always supposed to get momentum. Nobody has exclusive rights on momentum. You know, it did not make any sense to me. My thing was, if you want to criticize her for how she has gone about it, meaning the quality of the food she's prepared, the quality of her preparation, her communication, and the motive behind why she's doing that, okay, let's have a conversation. But to sit down in your entitlement and say that let a young person wait so that it could be okay enough according to your taste palettes, it should be time enough before she starts to do her own thing. It's very stupid. It's very shallow. I don't understand. I don't understand me. When I leave the game, make it do me live in life. You don't hire a bodyguard. Me and my team, I want to thank my fans. She's thanking her fans. She's doing her PR. Let her live her life. You know, and then recently she announced that she's gone and taken the permission from the Guinness World Records so that she can do the official cookathon for the records. You know, so I don't know if it's 200 hours that it's 150 that she's gone in for. But yeah, for me, it's like, sis, cook the fuck off. Live your fucking life. After my episode, I don't announcing like how many people don't die in the space of 2 weeks. Let you go and sit down and wait for people's taste palettes to be palatable enough before you come and do what you want to do. Shut them up. I mean, even though there's a part of me that knows that this is your cookathon. This is your no budget cookathon. I'm not really sure that. I'm sure Guinness is going to look for something somewhere, loophole somewhere, and you will not be able to succeed with this your thing. But sis, if you want to cook for 200 hours, fucking cook. You know, don't let anybody dim your shine. And that's on period. On the last topic for today's episode of Smarty Reacts is the renowned Nollywood actress Mercy Johnson, who has been involved recently in a series of controversial happenings. It started with this lady in Ghana that claims that Mercy Johnson is her daughter. I'm not fair watching me the video. Like, my mental health at this point is very stressful. Like, I don't, you know, you all see do I look good? It's because I'm taking care of my mental health. I'm not be sure I be ready, you know, for watch that video because I forgot the curse the stars inside my room. You know. So a lady in Ghana alleged that Mercy Johnson is her biological daughter and was given. I just read by the headlines and then passed. Before that one call, I see another video, and this time around it's a Cameroonian lady. And her own case, because I actually followed the video up, is really sad. If what she says is true, if what she says is what actually happened, is a really sad situation. So the long and short of it is, she's been in communication with Mercy Johnson, and Mercy Johnson tells her that she's ready to do the DNA test, and if she feels like she's actually the mother, let her come to Nigeria so let they do the DNA test. The woman finds her way and goes to Nigeria, and they set up a location at the hospital and a date. The woman goes there, and while she's waiting, Mercy Johnson's husband, accompanied with 2 other people, come into the room and then say that, well, the husband had paid bride price to somebody else and not this woman. So what is this woman doing here? He does not know him. The woman is like, but how you could know me? That's the whole point of me trying to prove that I am the mother of Mercy. I've not come to take your wife away from you. Let's just confirm this and get behind us. So the man says that he's going to pay for Mercy's own blood sample, but not the lady's. And so the lady's like, but you should have told me this. What kind of disrespect is this? So he ends up not paying it, and then, you know, the woman doesn't hear back from Mercy, and she just gets stranded in Nigeria or something of that sort. I hear a lot of people being entitled. I'm like, but Mercy, you're rich, do the DNA, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not going to be entitled in people's wahala. But I feel like if it were me and this is the story that I'm hearing, I would want to know. Or at least I'll tell the woman that I hear you, I understand you, but it's so painful for me that I would just want to tell myself that my mom was my biological mom, my adopted mother who I have buried. So I wish you all the best, but I don't want to hear about this. Don't make her come all the way to Nigeria and then treat her like that. It's so unfair. You know, so that's why I'm saying that allegedly. And if this is what happened, I feel really bad for the woman. But at the same time, it is what it is, man. Like, let people live their life. I beg me. I'm too stressed. The whole baby boy and more, looking as good as I am. I cannot come here and keep myself with other people's problems. I'm here minding my business, which is other people's business, by the way. But yeah, I'm minding my business, getting paid, looking good, looking fly, big purr. And yeah. So that is all I had for you guys on this episode of Smarty Reacts. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please leave a like, leave a comment below and tell us exactly what your thoughts are. But most importantly, if you're not part of the Yard family yet, subscribe by clicking on the subscribe button below and turn on post notifications so you get notified each time we post new content on this channel. And until next time, it has been Baby Boy. God bless you. Bye-bye.